Hello, everybody. Aisha with Studio Designer here, and welcome to another Tech Tip Tuesday. Today, we're talking all about consignment inventory. What is consignment inventory? Consignment inventory refers to merchandise that your firm does not own but agrees to hold and sell on behalf of a client or vendor. In Studio Designer, consignment items are tracked just like regular inventory, but they're flagged with consignment equaling yes to indicate that ownership remains with the consignor until the piece sells. When the item sells, you collect payment from the buyer, keep your agreed commission or margin, and pay the consignor their share. Studio Designer's inventory and accounting tools let you track these transactions cleanly, showing the piece as on hand and available for sale without treating it as company-owned inventory. So let's create a scenario, right? You have a former client, Sarah Johnson. She asks if you can sell her lamp that you sold her a few years ago, and you agree to take it on as consignment and offer it to a new buyer through Studio Designer. Your first step is that you want to create an inventory item. And how you do that is we're going to navigate to projects and we're going to go to inventory and create new inventory. Now we're going to get a distinct description, and this is an antique lamp. And we're going to just label it as consignment. You want to give it a unique inventory ID, so we're going to name it inventory dash 111125. The vendor, which will be your consignor, which will be Sarah Johnson. Your sales code, we're going to label this as accessories since it's a lamp, and the other sales code, which correlates with the other costs, we're going to put for freight just in case we have to ship it. Now, Sarah says she would like to sell this item for $200, and I would like to make a $100 profit. So we're going to make the selling price $300. The receipt tab, any other descriptions that you want to use, the dimensions, the content, the primary color. Since this is pink, we're going to put that to be pink. And now we're going to save that. Save and close. And now you want to look up the item so we can create an item for purchase. And here's our antique lamp. Now you can click purchase. This will create an item for purchase. Inventory will be the client or project, and Johnson will be the vendor. This is the $200 I'm going to owe Sarah once the lamp is sold. And you want to mark the item as consignment. Yes. Now you would like to put that item on a purchase order. So you want to go to projects and items, type in antique lamp, and we're going to put that one in order. Great. Now, when it's time to go ahead and pay Sarah Johnson and we take this off of assignment, a payment tab will be up here that we can go ahead and record that payment for Sarah Johnson. For now, we want to go ahead and receive this item into our inventory. So you want to go back to projects and inventory, look up antique lamp, click edit, go to the receive tab, put a vendor invoice, which could be the date, and the quantity. Now, it can only be one quantity because each consigned piece must have its own individual inventory record. Now you want to click save and save and close. Now you have an item that's ordered, received, and on consignment. Now you have a buyer. What's next? Well, you want to remove it from consignment because now someone is going to sell. Someone's going to buy it. Remove consignment. Click the sell button. And we're going to sell this to our friend Eliza Martinez. And we're shipping it to Eliza's house. So we're going to put Eliza Martinez. And Eliza's going to put this in her dressing room. You can include more client descriptions right here. This is our sell price to Eliza. And we're deciding not to give her additional 35% markup because $300 is enough. And we're going to mark this as no for taxable. And we're going to save this item. Now you want to go ahead and put that item on a proposal or invoice depending on how your orders flow. So Eliza is ready to buy this. She does not need it on a proposal. So we're going to go ahead and create an invoice for the antique lamp. There's the antique lamp on consignment. Select it and now create an invoice. And now this antique lamp for $300 is sold to Eliza Martinez. The next step is that now we need to pay Sarah her money. So we created a purchase order. So you want to go to Projects, Purchase Order, and pay Sarah her money for the lamp, which is $200. Now the payment tab is here, and we're going to pay this through our TD checking account, and we're going to pay her the whole amount, $200, a check, and we're going to post vendor payment. And now we have paid Sarah her $200, and we have collected the money. We can collect the money in for Eliza for $300, and the consignment item is now sold. Now you can go ahead and run a report to check this. We're going to go to inventory, and we're going to run the inventory balance report, and the vendor is going to be Sarah Johnson. You have to go to the magnifying glass to look up a client that's in a vendor field. So we're going to change that to client, and this is going to be Johnson, and we're going to select Johnson. And now we're going to look at the PDF, and we will look up the lamp for $200, one ordered, one received, one sold. And there you go. That is purchasing and selling consignment from one step to the last. I got some pro tips for you though. Pro tips for consignment inventory. You cannot invoice a consigned inventory item until you remove the consignment flag. Record the consignor's purchase order payment after the sale so the cost flows properly into your cost of goods and doesn't distort your margin reports. And if an old client returns a piece they originally purchased, treat it as new consignment and create a fresh new inventory item. Don't reuse the old item for the prior project. Okay, that is it, folks. Thank you for another Tech Tip Tuesday, and have a great day.